doing this morning? You miss me? I missed you. It's good to be home. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Your home. Ooh, 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 So there's a part of me that doesn't even know where to start. Except I'm going to take this stuff off. So thank you. So I decided I wanted to wear what I basically wore for 36 days walking the north of Spain. And people have asked me, so how many of these t-shirts did you have? I said, one. And I have another t-shirt in my pack, and this was the only pair of pants. These zip off, and they can be long pants. And this shirt, and people saw the videos, and they started to say, you're wearing that same scarf in every video. Was it cold? I said, no, this was to keep the sun off. Yeah. So welcome to Unity of Tucson. It's gonna be a day. I'm gonna put this over here, and yeah. I'm Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz. This is my first day back. If you're here for the first time, this is my first day back after having been gone for 10 weeks on a sabbatical. And during that time, you'll hear about it today when I offer my message. During that time, I walked the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage, which is about 500 miles from the French side of the Pyrenees all the way across the north of Spain to Santiago de Compostela, and going to the tomb, the Cathedral of St. James, where the relics of St. James are said to be interred. So you're going to hear a lot about that, probably for years. because there's a lot to talk about in relationship to that journey that I have taken. But here at Unity of Tucson, we have, I first want to say that my intention in ministry is to invite us all to take a look at our beliefs. And I did a lot of that when I was walking. And so if there's something that butts up against your belief system here today, if there's something that you hear that you're like, I don't believe that, that's okay. It's something to just take into awareness, because I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm here to invite us all into a deeper recognition of the beliefs that we have, so that we can perhaps see what is really working for us and what may not be working for us. Because our belief systems are creating the construct and the experience and the expression of our lives. So if something is not working in your life, the first place to look is, what do I believe that may be supporting this thing that's not working? And then we start to do the work. Everybody likes, I always say this philosophy is work, a lot of work, until it's not work. And that's when we've embodied it. We also have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for us as a community to share these words of our vision statement. Here they are. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And the vision is how we see the world. The mission is how we get there. So let's share together these words of our mission statement. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. If you're joining us for the first time, let me first of all acknowledge anyone who may be joining us online for the first time today. I don't always dress like this. It's just a special occasion. I am so delighted that you've decided to spend some time with us, and would love for you to connect with us a little bit more. If you go to unitytucson.com/connect, fill out some information there. We'll keep this conversation going, and so grateful that you are here with us. Whether you're watching live on Sunday morning or you're watching in the archive, it is a delight to have you here. If there's anyone who is joining us for the first time here today in the room, first of all, let me acknowledge that as you were coming in, you should have received a gift, and if you have not received that gift, you can pick up that gift at the table as you exit here today. But if you are comfortable with identifying yourself, if you would stand up or wave your hand, whatever is comfortable for you, we would love to acknowledge and welcome you. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you remain standing for just a moment, because we have some news that we would like to share with you. Is everyone ready? Let's share this news. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. See, it says so. Thank you so much. You can be seated. And we know that about you. We know that you are magnificent because one of the tenets that we teach here at Unity of Tucson, and you get to decide if you believe this or not. See, there it is. We teach it, you decide if you believe it. But one of the tenets that we teach here is that every individual that we encounter in this world is a reflection of who we inherently are. And so by recognizing and understanding your magnificence, it is a reflection, I believe, of our own magnificence. And so I think we should exclaim for ourselves these words: I am magnificent. How does that feel? I think we should say it with even more feeling. Here we go. I am magnificent. Yes, indeed. You are, I am, we are. And let's celebrate that today. Today, one of the things that we also do here, I'm so grateful to see you. I'm so grateful to see everyone. And just so you know, I missed you, but I watched every single week. One of the things that we do here is we honor all faith traditions, we honor all paths, with this understanding that all paths lead us to the magnificent understanding that there is one power and one presence, and every one of them points to this power and presence in their own unique, individualized way. So let's honor that with this ceremony that we've adopted here, lighting the flames of faith. And here to light the flames of faith are this week's keepers of the flames, Laura Cass and Mary Alls. I do remember your names.
Well, I'm going to mess things up a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
My usual messing things up. Okay. No. Well, the cat was away, I will tell you. We are so lucky that we have all these wonderful staff ministers here. We just had such a blast. Yeah. It's just, yeah. Listen, it was just really, really superb. You were missed But I'll tell you, we went on and didn't burn the building down, so. But I don't know if Jonathan was going to do any of this today, but if he did, I'm preempting him, because today is Father's Day, and I didn't want to forget about that. You know, we're having such a great time here this morning, but I'd like to read the daily word today, which is blessing for fathers. I bless my father and the men who have shown me fatherly kindness. Today I bless and give heartfelt thanks to my father and the men who were father figures to me. Their protecting presence, wise guidance, and caring instruction have helped make me the person I am today. I bless my father and those who shared a father's love and care, with prayers of appreciation for my memories throughout all the seasons of my life. Through good times and bad, I see God expressing through my father and the men who have shown me fatherly love. I bless them with prayers of gratitude, affirming that they know the love and care of God as they have shown it so generously and faithfully to me. And from Ephesians 6:4, and fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Thank you. Now, Mary and I are going to light the flames of faith here. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
All right. Okay. Somebody said to me this morning, good to see you, or wonderful to see you. And I always say, and it's wonderful to be seen. So here we are. All right. So first of all, we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for these shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. This final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experience. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. This candle here is our peace candle, which we keep consistently illuminated with the understanding that it represents a consistent illumination of peace in our own hearts. And as we allow our inner peace to inform our thoughts, our deeds, our actions, intentions, we are creating a more peaceful world right where we are. And so let us collectively honor this idea by reading together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another, harmony is established, and peace begins to reign in the world. Indeed it does. Before I introduce our prayer chaplain doing the reading and the affirmation today, I want to talk about my feet. Molly suggested that I do this. First of all, these are not the shoes I wore on the Camino. These are the shoes I wore on the Camino. What ended up happening, gosh, this pack. I've worn these shoes out completely, and a couple days after I got back into the United States, I thought, well, I'm going to go for a little walk on the loop. And I put those shoes on, and I walked about a quarter of a mile. I thought, I cannot walk in these shoes anymore. They're so compressed and dead that they were hurting my feet more than they were helping my feet. So what Molly asked me to do, and I want to invite your participation in this, is she asked if I would ask the whole community to collectively send some healing energy to my feet. And here's why. Let's rub our hands together. Here's why. I did experience a repetitive stress injury called plantar fasciitis in both feet. And so I am welcoming the healing good that this room has to offer. And I am grateful to every single one of you for your loving thoughts and energy. Thank you. Our prayer chaplain today, here to guide us with a reading, guide us in our monthly affirmation, and also guide us in prayer, is Ruth Starwell. Will you please welcome Ruth to the platform?
So this morning I was going to read a blessing for fathers from the Daily Word. But instead I will offer a reading related to our theme this month, which is mystery. And for me, this poem by Reverend Sapphire Rose is about dropping into the mystery. She let go. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around in her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't research the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her goal planner. She made no public announcement and put no post on social media. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss it. She didn't do a 5-step affirmative prayer. She didn't walk the Camino de Santiago. She didn't utter a single word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good or bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her hair. And the sun and the moon shone forevermore. The mystery. And so our affirmation this month, I will say one time and just allow that to be present for you. And then I'll invite you to say it 2 times along with me. I embrace the mystery. Trusting it opens me up to unexpected joy. And along with me. I embrace the mystery. Trusting it opens me up to unexpected joy. And again, I embrace the mystery. Trusting it opens me up to unexpected joy.
Settle ourselves in to embrace the mystery of presence, right where we are. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for I walk in faith. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I live in love. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
So I invite you into a moment of prayer, knowing that everywhere we are is holy. The power and the presence, that expansiveness that is beyond the known universe, is intimate and complete in your heart, in my heart, in every moment, in every blade of grass. Knowing that everything is holy, claiming that, knowing that, living that, breathing that, and allowing the path to unfold before us. That divine guidance, that is wisdom, that is love, is ever present, here now always, living and breathing through each one. And so claiming that, allowing that, walking with that. I know each and every one is blessed in this day, in every day, the eternal, the presence, here and now, always, and so it is.
Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I stand in peace. Everywhere I am for the power and the presence of your Spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. I dance in joy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. For the power and the presence of pure Spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Gentle, easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Thank you. Beautiful prayer. There are a couple things that happened. Well, there's a lot that happened on the Camino. One of the things that became a constant refrain for me was this: the Camino provides. No matter what, the Camino provides. And a little ways into the walk, I had this other refrain that started to unfold for me, and it was these words: be where your feet are. Because it's very easy in our lives to think over there or think back there, and it was a spiritual practice to be where my feet were for 34 days, irrespective of where those feet were, to always be where my feet are. So it became a constant refrain for me. And I finished the Camino and I come home, and then I went to LA last week for a few days. I was actually paneling ministerial candidates, and part of that ministerial candidating journey, I talked a little bit about the Camino and about that refrain that kept coming through to me: be where your feet are. And somebody said, you know, there's a song by Jason Mraz called Be Where Your Feet Are. I said, I had no idea. That was last Saturday. and I texted Linda. I said, I think this is the song that we have to do as the featured song today. But before we do that, I got to get a sip of water. Water is very important on the Camino as well. Okay. Feels like I'm surfing on a sound wave, zooming through the universe. Feels like we're bouncing off the light waves, a bounce so hard sometimes it hurts. Well, every time I think I'm stuck, the sun moves along and my shadow gets up. If you're lost, relax and be where your feet are. Every time I try to follow someone's way, my end result is not the same. But then I do that thing, the thing I do that's just for me, and amazing things start happening, and again and again. And every time I think I'm stuck, the sun moves along and my shadow gets up. If you're lost, relax and be where your feet are. Space is where I'm spacing at, still looking up when I'm feeling down. I tried to walk that talk I'd talk, but the tale is taller when I look up. It's still too easy to feel small, still I'm found. If you're lost, just relax and be where your feet are. If you ever get lost, relax and be where your feet are. If you ever get lost, kick back and be where your feet are. If you ever get lost, relax and be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. I'm gonna be right here. Thank you. There was twice on the way, on the Camino, where I took wrong turns. One was on the very first day. After walking for about 8 hours. I'm going to talk a little bit about what happens the first day. After walking for about 8 hours, I got to this point where I wasn't really sure where to go, and the highway was in front of me, and there was a path that went over here, but it looked like the path backtracked. So I thought, oh, well, I guess I'm supposed to go down the highway, and so I cross over to the highway, and there's this blue line. I thought, oh, I found it. I have found the way. And I start walking along, following this blue line, and all of these cars and motorcycles are zipping past me. I don't see any other pilgrims. And then I get down, and I'm like, there's the albergue that I'm supposed to stay in tonight. Albergue is a hostel. There's the albergue that I'm supposed to stay in tonight, but I have to now cross the highway to get back over there, and it just didn't seem to make any sense. I later found out that, no, I was supposed to go down that path that seemed to backtrack, and then I would have had a lovely forest walk. The blue line, by the way, I found out later, is an indicator of where water is flowing below the highway. The second time I got lost, or didn't get lost, but took a wrong turn, I'm walking and I was looking, I was just marveling at how beautiful it was, and I've got my phone out, I'm taking pictures, and I continue walking down the path, and I'm on a paved road, a regular paved road, and this white pickup truck comes by, and they start honking their horn, and all the people inside are going, it's that way, go back that way. Gratefully, everyone who lives along the Camino is used to pilgrims getting lost and how to get them back on track. So here's the thing about the Camino. There is no way for me to fully encapsulate this experience that I have just had. And it seems strange to me because it feels like a million years ago that I finished, but it was only 24 days ago that I found myself walking into the plaza in front of the cathedral in Santiago de Compostela. And so much unfolded. And there was a little part of me that got to the end, and I thought, what does this all mean? And I didn't immediately have an answer. And so there's contemplation that unfolds. And here's the thing, I don't really want to encapsulate it. I don't want to encapsulate it into this period of my life that, is a standalone period of my life, because the value and the benefit is that I have an opportunity to keep remembering the experience and keep learning from the experience for the rest of my life, frankly. Bring up the first slide. That's what I walked. Over there, I think I've got a Yeah, I've got a little. So that's Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in France. And the first day you walk over the Pyrenees. It's a 25-kilometer walk, which is, 17, 18 miles. And you go up 3,000 feet to go over the Pyrenees. And so a lot of what I'm going to be talking about today took place within these first 3 little stops. So like I said, we're going to have years of me talking about getting to there. 493.7 miles in total. The first 3 hours are the hardest. There were points where I would start to walk, and I had my trek poles, right? Unfortunately, I didn't know how to properly use them yet. There's a whole learning curve to using trek poles, but I would get up there and I would walk about 10 steps, and I'd stop. And then I'd walk 10 steps, and I'd stop. And here's why. First of all, it's the hardest day on the Camino, partially because of the distance, the elevation that you go up, and you are so not prepared. No matter how much you have trained, your body is not prepared. It is unconditioned at this point. I'll tell you, by the end of it, though, I could have gone back to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and I would have flown over the Pyrenees. And there were points where I would stop after those 10 steps, and I would look around. Oh, the vistas and the rolling hills, mountains. And I was half expecting Julie Andrews to come out at any moment and sing "The Hills Are Alive" with the sound of music. Because here's the thing, the hills are alive with the sound of music. It's extraordinary. There's the breeze and the cowbells and the birds and the babbling brooks. It's just extraordinary, extraordinary, extraordinary. And that was my first revelation that very first day. And I think I carried some part of this into the experience. And my first revelation is this. This is God. And I've always fundamentally known that. This is God. And God is meant to be experienced, not worshiped. I think it is time for us to step away from worshiping the construct of something outside the self and truly live in the fullness of the experience of God. And I had 33 more days to contemplate that. So one of the questions for you today is this: how might you choose to experience God, which is the essence of your being? How might you choose to experience the essence of your being more profoundly today? And you're right. You're right. You don't have to walk the Camino. But if you want to, I will recommend it. And one of the questions that has been asked of me is, actually people have asked, is that something you would do again? And I said, not only would I do it again, I will do it again. I've already made that commitment in my soul that this is something that is a driving practice for me, and I will walk the Camino again. Not everybody comes away with that idea. If you're waiting for life, if you are waiting for life, it's passing you by. Stop waiting. Live it. Live it right now. I made some arbitrary choice many years ago that I'm going to walk the Camino the year that I turn 50. And that was this year, and that's the decision I made. But now there's a part of me, and I have no regrets. I want to be very clear, I have no regrets. There's a little part of me that wishes that when I had the inkling of an idea that this is something I would like to do, I wish I'd done it then. And I won't be waiting, I might have to wait till my next sabbatical to have the time to do it. But I have some ideas about how I might walk in the future. Stop waiting. Another question that came up for me is, what path is mine to take? Along the Camino, can you go to the next slide? That's the Julie Andrews slide. I forgot to put a note. Sorry. I was like, I know there's a slide that I meant to show. Yeah, can you just see Julie Andrews? The hills are alive with the sound of music. You can see me doing it, Sherry says. Mary, you're behind me. I didn't sing too much. Surprisingly, people are like, you're going to sing all the time. I actually didn't sing that much. It was a much more introspective, quiet journey. Okay, I'm getting off track. So the next question I have is this: what path will you take? Because one of the things about the Camino is that there are many paths to get to Santiago. I took the path that is most popular, the Camino Frances. And even on the Camino Frances, there are these points where there's a divergence and there's an alternative route. And you don't always know what path is going to be harder or easier. And the truth is, I still don't really know, because it's not like I walked this path and I thought, well, that was nice. I'm going to go back and I'm going to see what this path is like. But there was one experience where I took an alternative path that I knew was a less traveled path. And it was after I had reached the halfway point in Sahagún, which is 400 kilometers in, you have 400 kilometers to go. And I left Sahagún, and I was walking to my next stop, and I knew that if I took the less traveled path, that was a day that I would walk 32 kilometers. If you're doing the math, that's 20 miles. And I knew that there wouldn't be very many pilgrims on that path. What I didn't realize is literally no other pilgrims did I see that entire day. And it was the only time on the entire Camino I actually got a little nervous. And I thought to myself, cell phone reception is not great out here. There's literally not another living soul that I can see. And if I had an emergency out here, I would be rude. It would not be so good. So yeah, it was a purposeful path, but it took me on an unexpected journey. Part of the reason I wanted to take that journey is because there are ancient Roman roads along that section of the Camino, and I wanted to see them. They look like hills. But that's really where the refrain settled in. Be where your feet are. Just be where your feet are. Don't live in the concern about what might be. Let go of that and be where your feet are and enjoy every moment of the journey. There is a most important thing about the Camino. The most important thing about the Camino is not the shoes. It's not the aspects of the unknown. It's not the alternative route you might take. It's your pace. It's your pace, your unique pace. Because like life, the pace with which you proceed will ensure that you walk with others, sometimes walk alone. And if you find comfort within walking your own pace, life just gets so much better. It gets so much easier. Friends come and go. Some bonds will be forever, like with this guy. You know his name. People know who he is. Sorry, I get really emotional because I made a best friend on the Camino. This is a guy named Bill. He lives in Atlanta. And our introduction, so we walked the first day. I didn't know him on the very first day of walking, but I went from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, walked over the Pyrenees, and the first stop is in Roncesvalles. And you check into the albergue, and then they give you a ticket for where you can go have your pilgrim dinner that night. And so I took my ticket, and I knew the restaurant that I was going to. And as I was going into the restaurant, there's a person there who's taking the ticket, and he basically asks, "What language do you speak? Where are you from?" I said, "Primarily English. I'm from the United States." And then he seats me at a table. And the person there is trying to connect people who speak common languages so that we can have conversation, because You hear every language on the Camino. So Bill and I were seated at the same table. And throughout the course of the evening, one of the things about the pilgrim meal is that it always comes with as much bread as you can possibly imagine. It always comes with full bottles of red wine. And at one point, Bill was trying to put the cork back into the wine bottle, and the wine bottle fell all over me. And he is mortified because all he can think is, I have just dumped an entire bottle of red wine on a minister. And he's thinking to himself, probably, I'm going straight downstairs. And I kept assuring him, said, Bill, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's fine. And truth be told, you can't even tell that this outfit had red wine spilt all over it. This is what I was wearing. You cannot tell that there was red wine all over this. It washed out beautifully. So we finish the meal, we go back to our albergue, we sleep, we get up next day. And I didn't reconnect with Bill until about halfway through the next day when we happened to be walking at the same pace for a while, and we walked next to each other. And he just kept profusely apologizing and apologizing and apologizing. He said, Bill, it's really okay. Don't worry about it. All is well. It's wine. You baptized me in red wine. He subsequently told me later, he said, that's the moment that I knew we were going to be really good friends. Because you were so genuine, he told me. He said, you were so genuine, and you just made me feel so at peace with that. When I walked into the plaza, like I said, you walk sometimes with people, sometimes you walk ahead of people, you're maybe behind people. He got a couple days ahead of me on his walk. And so he reached Santiago 2 days before I did. And when I walked in to the plaza, he was there waiting for me and came up with open arms and gave me the biggest hug. Go to the next slide. This is a lot of what you see when you walk. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. Some of you will have seen the videos of the meseta where you get out and it's literally like the plains and it is just flat, flat, flat. And some of the roads just straight line for miles and miles and miles. You may recall before I left, I had talked about some things I was anticipating about the Camino experience. And I had said, one of the things that I've read so frequently is, what are the things that you will drop when you walk the Camino? And what are the things that you're going to release when you walk the Camino? Because you will release something. I released 20 pounds. And what I decided is that I wanted to be open by releasing everything I could before I started the walk. And so on the Camino, what I chose was to be open to discovery. To be open to discovery. And I discovered a lot. There was someone who said to me, you don't probably realize it, but you are going to minister more on the Camino than you realize, than you think you will. And I did find that to be true. In Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, before I ever stepped foot on the path, I met a woman. This was, like I said, it was before walking. This woman that I met, we had dinner together at our albergue, and she told me about how she was transitioning out of a toxic relationship and told me a little bit of her story, which of course I'm not going to recount to you, other than to say she's very open with everyone that she was transitioning out of a toxic relationship and that part of her decision to walk the Camino was to come to terms with where she had been in her life. And she had arrived in France with some concern about not being able to walk. And then she told me about somebody that she had met on her way to get to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port that she didn't want to run into on the way. That she just felt very nervous about running into this particular individual. And I said to her, maybe you will, maybe you won't. You don't know what the future holds. I said, but if you have the willingness to put one foot in front of the other, I guarantee you it'll be a perfect path. Well, as a testament for us all to hear, she created her own experience because her ankles got so swollen she delayed her start an entire day before she had ever taken one step. And so we had lots of talks about that. I actually did catch up with her a few days in, and we were at the same albergue. She caught up with me, by the way. Of course, I did. That was after I'd taken, it's a whole thing. But it was a reminder to me that no matter what, I'm always a minister, even on sabbatical. And I welcome that. And I'm grateful, because one of the questions I had as I started the Camino is this what I want to continue to do? Because I was burnt out. I had been in ministry for 12 years, essentially without a break. I needed time to be on a sabbatical. Along the Camino, there's so much graffiti, and people like paint rocks, and there's so much that you can see. And there was one rock that I saw, and somebody had written this: of all the amazing things that I discovered on my Camino journey, the most important and my favorite is myself. I walked 1,171,318 steps to reach Santiago. Y ahora empieza el camino. And now the Camino begins. The walk is over, but the journey has just begun. Peace and blessings. $1,171,318 steps, all because I have an Apple Watch that told me so. I know that you were sort of on spring break. A couple ministers did give you homework, but we're back to homework every week. So the homework this week is I want you to ask yourself this week on a repeated basis, what is my Camino? What is my way? What is my path? What is my journey? What path am I choosing to walk? Because it's all a path. We can all walk our own Camino. The Camino is the choice to walk the path, not the path itself. So just ask yourself this week and see what comes up for you. What is my Camino? I invite you to relax right where you are. Just settle in to see what has come up for you. Is there some kernel that resonates in your heart space that you get to carry with you today as you move from this place and into your next experience and your next experience? As you consider it, be where your feet are. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. Right here in this moment, I root myself in the assured knowledge of the infinite power and presence, the one power, the one essence of all creation, God, love, light, power, beauty, joy, the essence of all that is. And I recognize and know that this is the core identity of each and every one of us. We are this light, we are this life, we are the power, we are the presence, we are the goodness. And with this in mind, I know that the word I speak right now is a word of power, because it is backed by the infinite creative power. And so as I speak my word in this moment, it creates. And so I speak my word on behalf of each and every one of us to know that the Camino is made clear for each and every one of us. The way is made clear. That what it is we seek is the very thing that is causing us to seek. And I open up in this moment to a deeper awareness that the journey is what's important. The choice to walk the path, not the path itself. And so I continue to walk and continue to walk and continue to walk. And I know that each and every one of us does so in our perfect, pure, magnificent way. And it is with gratitude overflowing from within that I allow the unfoldment. I trust this to be so, and I release this word, knowing it as perfection, as it impresses itself into experience. For my word spoken is the law unto the expression and experience of my life. I release, let go, trust, and know. And so it is. Amen. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love, surrendering in love, surrendering in
to the truth of who I am.
Surrendering in love. Thank you. Actually, I'm going to hold on to that. I'm out of practice. Will you please welcome to the lectern, the platform here today. Where is she? There she is. I'm like, I know I saw her. To guide us in our offering, please welcome Emila DeToro. Hi, Emila. So good to see you.
All right, hi everybody. Isn't it lovely to see our friend back? I don't know about all of you, but in some way, and I get teary just thinking about this, I walked a Camino during the time that you were on sabbatical as well. That modeling for us, the choice to be on the path, it's really touching for me, and I hope it is for all of you as well. I can plot my course over the last 12 weeks. And letting it be gentle and easy. Even if it's hard, it can still be gentle and easy. And I think that is also true of tithing, of giving to the church. It can be hard, but it can also be gentle and easy. We can look to that place in our hearts where we just know, this is mine to offer this week, next week, over the course of the year. So as I look out over this super full sanctuary, holy smokes, I was sitting up front, I had no idea. I ask you to go gently and easy into your heart and listen to what is yours to contribute today. And of course, you can contribute to the operations of the church with cash, check, by using this QR code, by texting Unity Tucson to that number. You can even set up automatic giving, and I hope that you will. It's gentle and easy, and it shows your commitment to these continued paths that we walk on together at our own pace, but where we come into contact with people that we come to really love and are a deep part of our lives. So thank you.
Thank you, Emila. As the baskets go around, feel free to stand and dance as we sing a song. God is my source, God is my power, and I have everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, 'cause I have everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, and I have everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, 'cause I have everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, and I have everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, 'cause I have everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, and I have everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, 'cause I have everything I need. Love again. Love is my source, love is my power, and I have everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, 'cause I have everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, and I have everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, 'cause I have everything I need. Yes, I have everything I need. Here to bless the offering and guide us in the blessing of the offering, please welcome our prayer chaplain, Sherry Hoffman.
All right, let's get that energy just that we embraced right now and send it all to that love in the baskets, all that God, love, peace. And let's say together, we bless these gifts and we see these gifts going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Couple of things to let you know about. It's time for the announcements. The Gratitude Gala is coming up on November 10th. Early bird tickets are still available for a couple of weeks. If you buy an early bird ticket, you save $25 on that price of the gala. Also, there are payment plans available. If you can't pay the entire gala ticket price right now, you can set up a payment plan, and you can pay it over the course of these several months. So absolutely take advantage of that. We do also still have our $5,000 gratitude sponsorship available if someone would like to say, hey, I would like to sponsor the top tier sponsorship position. If that is you, if that speaks to your heart, please chat with me or Karen Ives, or you can go to the bookstore and say, hey, here's my $5,000 contribution to the gala. I'm going to be the top tier contributor. So that said about the gala, and you can leave it on this slide, I want to invite Deborah Benson up because she wants to talk to us a little bit about another aspect of the gala event that you get to all help out with. How are you today? Oh, here, I can come and help you.
Thank you. I need all the help I can get.
Me too. Deb Benson.
Alrighty. We have a giant goal for the silent auction of $10,000, which is a challenge for all of us. It goes to the operating budget, which makes sure that there's some place for us to come every Sunday, which means a lot to me.
Me too.
So I'm going to be available in the lobby this morning with a handout that's going to give you ideas of how you might contribute to the silent auction, because we need a lot of things to buy in November for Christmas presents.
Yes.
And so come see me, and we'll talk about how you can help us meet this big challenge.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Deb Benson. Another thing to keep in mind that will make our gala wildly successful is if we all invite friends to join us. It's not going to be like a churchy event where there's going to be no proselytizing. We're just going to have a great big party, and it's going to support Unity of Tucson, and we would love to have friends who maybe have never come to Unity join us. So please invite your friends to join us for the gala as well. You can also buy 50/50 raffle tickets already right here, right now in the Desert Light Bookstore. We're going to continue to make those available. The 50/50 raffle will be held at the gala. You can get them right now for the early bird price of $10 before July 2nd, which is next week, isn't it? 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks away. Bears in the Chairs is unfolding. Yay! Our bears are here in the alcove as well. This has been a tradition here at Unity of Tucson to collect stuffed animals, to collect and give away to those youth who are being transitioned into foster care through many services. But one of the things that you can do is you can also go and get a sewing kit, make the bags so that we can put the bears in the bags, so that when these children are being taken into foster care, they're not having to put their stuff into a plastic bag. So if you have any skill on a sewing machine, and I don't have much skill on a sewing machine, but even I can make these bags because it's all straight stitches, you can pick up a kit in Molly's area over adjacent to the bookstore. Today is the potluck. Yes, today, after Sunday service, today, in celebration of Father's Day, and I would like to say Happy Father's Day to my father. I'm now going to embarrass him back there because he basically operates as our technical director, and I'm so grateful for all the expertise that you bring to this experience in support of this. And I'm so grateful. And I want to acknowledge my public gratitude to you for being my dad and being an amazing, amazing individual who, was largely responsible for the person you see in front of you. So thank you. The Rainbow Lunch Bunch does meet. They're meeting today. There's going to be a table for the Rainbow Lunch Bunch in the potluck today, an opportunity for the LGBTQ+ community members and allies to socialize and talk about spiritual principles. Being a member of the community myself, this is something that drew me to this experience in many ways, and was not the impetus for me becoming a minister, but I'm grateful that I'm a minister that can support that community as well. We have a summer solstice celebration coming up on Wednesday evening, June 21st, the summer solstice, here in Harmony Hall, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., hosted by Sherry and Oscar. There's going to be yoga and freeform dance. We'd love to see you there. Now that I'm back from sabbatical, I'm planning to be there. Woohoo! There's also a Father's Day sale in the Desert Light Bookstore, 20% off selected items through today. So you can still get 20% off selected items as well. Today's prayer chaplains in service are Sherry Hoffman and Ruth Starwell, both of whom you have seen here on the platform. They will make themselves available in the sanctuary following the celebration today if you need a moment of prayer. And I'm deeply grateful to you for your service. This is the point where I usually offer my gratitude for everyone who made the service possible. But I want to extend that gratitude to everyone who made my sabbatical possible. Yeah. Somebody said to me, I didn't realize how much you do until you weren't here to do it. Among the people that I would like to thank publicly, Reverend Felicia Searcy, Reverend William Gill, Reverend Sue Oliver, Reverend Dr. John Strickland, Reverend Wendy Burrows, Susan Smith, Laura Cass, William Summers, and the whole board, Aaron Anderson, Liz Cracchiolo, Beryl Varno, Elise Carver, Anna Mello, Chelsea Hicks, Sherry Hoffman, Oscar Rodriguez, and Tyler Pierce. Thank you all so much. I always say, if you don't see the work that goes on behind the scenes, then we're doing our job. And I'm deeply grateful to everyone who made it possible for me to be away those 10 weeks, those 9 Sundays. And there are no words sufficient to acknowledge my gratitude. Thank you. Today, I want to say thank you to everyone who made today's service possible. Of course, my father, Don. Happy Father's Day. Jim and Tyler and Kyle, our tech team in the back, thank you so much. Our prayer chaplains, Sherry and Ruth, thank you so much. Our sharing speaker, Emila De Toro, thank you so much. Our keepers of the flames, Laura Cass and Mary Alls, grateful for your service here today. Let's give it up for the hospitality team and join us for potluck after the celebration today. Let's hear it for Mark and Oscar and Don and everyone who makes hospitality so magnificent here. Let's hear it for this magnificent music team, Linda and Raphael and Adam Ackerman. Adam filling in today. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for making your presence known here, for walking your path, for deciding to take this journey. And I'm grateful that you're here, not just here at Unity of Tucson, but in this thing called life. Keep celebrating that. To close today, let us share together this prayer of divine awareness. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to stand and dance, move your body. Well, it's an idea whose time has come. A new generation decides as one. Of the same small planet we are born. It's never been so obvious before. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better, you and I. The future of history is crystal clear. The borders between us will disappear. Of the same small planet we are born, and there's no foreign country anymore. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better, you and I. Some say that I'm out of touch with the times, that this world is no place for a future like mine. But still I can see it, and still I believe it. There's too many lives on the line. There's so many lives on the line. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better, you and I. We breathe the same air, drink the same water, walk the same earth, kiss the same sky. We breathe the same air. I think we ought to get along better, you and I. We breathe the same air. We breathe the same air. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.